I have devised a unique process of elimination. I look forward to meeting you.
Hi, this is Gizmo First, and the film that most of my regulars have been waiting for is here. That's right, to all of the naysayers who said this was a myth or not happening, here it is, an interview with one of the devs of the tentatively named Server76 project. For obvious reasons, I was neither provided with nor did I ask for any information about the person involved to protect the anonymity and the project going forward. Strap in, boys and girls, this is going to be a long one, even if this is a shortened version. Our whole interview lasted for over an hour and covered everything from the questions posed to in-depth coding techniques employed and why Bethesda hasn't fixed certain stuff. I will be putting that interview out shortly, unedited, ums and ahs and erroneous telephone calls included, for anyone who wants to hear the whole thing. It's quite enlightening, rest assured. I got a short set of answers written some time back, so if you want to skim over questions and answers, pause the film now. But the interview deals with all of this in much more detail. It's officially my longest vid, so I hope that doesn't put you off. It gives a lot of hope for the future though, so let's get into it. Hello, I'm here today with a friend from a faraway land, I assume, considering that we never have and never will meet, who is here today and wants to reassure everybody that we all love Fallout 76. Take it away, please. Introduce yourself as far as you can.
Hi, I'm working on Server76. It's a free and to-be open source server replacement for Bethesda's live servers for Fallout 76. It is a passion project because we love Fallout 76. We wanted to see the mods that Fallout 4 have and the community that every other Fallout game has spring up around 76, and we want to provide the tools for that.
Was there anything that actually kind of prompted this?
Honestly, I personally started looking into it shortly after the first live client started, not as a, let's start a server project or anything like that. It was more, hey, when Bethesda brings, servers to us, what are we going to be able to do, kind of poking around in the client? So it was more
just testing the waters and seeing what the possibilities are, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the trailer and, play with friends, and I thought these tools were going to be like the creation engine,
Yeah.
It was going to be you authenticate, you open up like Quake did in the old days. You can have a LAN server, so your partner and you can have a game you want to run new monsters or weapons or whatever.
Like fully customizable.
You just load up the mods, and I honestly did not see live only permanently being the way forward forever. I really did think it was going to be like Minecraft. You could have your server, you could mod your server, but if you want to play the official thing like Diablo 3, you've got to play online and have your ranked online game where there is no cheating. We try to maintain it and things like that. And then you have your local free-for-all, you want to
just let your imagination you let your imagination run wild, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't until Fallout first really dropped and private servers was known to be, you ain't got nothing. You got no control. It's purely, hey, we will rent you better. That's it.
So what have been the toughest challenges to date, and what hardships still lie ahead? If you can put it into kind of like layman's terms, because not everybody watching will be a programmer. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go through it stage by stage. The first step was getting to making the client happy enough to not panic at getting packets from us. So the first stage is once you've got to the login screen and you click load world, when it goes finding game world, it actually connects to a UDP server. The game, it has security, so first you've got to make a connection, then you've got to actually have the game protocol. First is look at the packets and work out what is happening and get the client talking backwards and forwards without disconnecting. That was a little bit difficult. The harder part was once the client is happy and theoretically loading the world, we were stuck at the fact that the loading screen would never come down because we couldn't work out what requirements the client wanted to class as the world loaded. So that was hard because what did the client not like about what we just did right before it crashed or disconnected? A crash is an easy way of determining you did something wrong. So we were stuck for several months because we hadn't actually got the sky loaded properly.
Wow.
And the client just wasn't telling us, hey, I won't load without a sky, please.
Right. But you made progress since then, because I've been sent by your community footage of being able to at least to see the weapons that are in the case. I saw a fat one in there.
They are most definitely there. We can both put stuff into, even without needing full server interaction, you can still do things like it's almost a complete game that doesn't require anything other than the server to link to data in the database it already has.
Do you think that if it comes back, will we see survival mode again? I've had a lot of people ask me about that.
God, I hope so, because survival mode is part of what I really wanted in my servers. Not necessarily all of the rules, but the limited fast travel I want. Ideally, in my world, you would only be able to fast travel to and from train stations.
Okay.
So that the goal is to make the world more hostile. So you have the places where people feel safe around safe zones, and the further out from there you go, the more dangerous it is. You can only respawn back at the train station or Vault 76.
It used to be more like that back in the day. Yeah.
Survival really gave not quite exactly what I was after, but the kind of gameplay modifications that I thought would be really valuable and would allow for custom servers to pop up, because I'm sure there are people who would love to have a persistent world where they can log in and out and are fighting, and as the day goes by and they make progress, and as they go to sleep and Scorched make progress, they've got to wake up and rebuild, reconstruct, have bases that persist after you move. So part of my goal was where you place your camp, that allows you to edit in that area. When you move your camp, it just solidifies stuff to the world. So you could really try to rebuild Appalachia. The fact that the workshops, even now on my private server, I can't log in and have them. I mean, what's the point? Why would I bother?
I think a lot of people are miffed that we don't have sustainable workshops on private servers yet, but we have Fallout Worlds. I think that if they were going to do Fallout Worlds, that should have come later, but they should have made that a feature of private worlds a long time ago.
Give us the ability to blueprint. Do you wish to save this blueprint and just save it, boom boom, load up and have 5 or 6 workshops that I can put down? I shouldn't have to start from scratch every time I log into a game. What is this, the 80s?
You also hinted at adventure mode being finished in terms of content that Bethesda never did. Can you elaborate on maybe some of the stuff that we might see coming back, like the presidential? There was going to be a different end game mission that started at the start, I believe, to do with the ballot machines and stuff that are lying around, or the handprints.
Indeed.
in White Spring.
There was a big quest line about becoming the president, and then you'd have to start a whole ballot system and then go around and feed in ballots around every place and try to be the person who gets the most and all of that. There was also a quest called Welcoming Day, where when you left Fallout 76, there was going to be a whole swarm of things attacking quest. The refrigerator in Flatwoods, did you ever notice there was a terminal next to it talking about the machine next to it still being an error, still saying milk? That machine, if you don't have server overrides, has the ability to interact, and you should be able to put in food and things and complete part of the Flatwoods mission. The White Springs has references to the robots waiting on a government inspector to come and actually approve all of their things. In Watoga, we had Mayor for a day where you did the running around and you could become friendly with the robots there. White Springs, the robots should become hostile at night and throw everybody out because you're not a guest. But you should be able to do a quest to become a pub resident and get access or a room or this or that. I mean, there are so many things that could have been just fleshed out just one step further. One of my complaints was the Delbert recipe, but that's been fixed in the second latest patch, so I can't really complain about that. It was only an issue since launch, but 30 patches and they got there eventually. But hey, whatever.
It boggles the mind. It really does. I mean, and they've got so many people actually. And I think the Fallout community is one of the most forgiving communities around. They would be willing to forgive every single hiccup and stuff that's gone on in the game itself. There are many modders and programmers who would be more than willing to come on and help, yourselves included, I'm sure. If Bethesda called you all up, if they could find you, and said, "Hey, would you like to come and work with us for a month and get this thing on track?" Right? I think that
honestly,
some of you would say,
all they need to do is go into the Data Miners Discord and go, "Look, we are willing to accept submissions for patches. This is the way you do it, and have it be a system by which people can submit, we feel this is wrong in the ESM, and have people vote on the patches or something." There are people who would, if they were given a chance, be willing to put in the data that would fix the game.
Yeah. You've mentioned before that there will be no centralized servers at the beginning. So how do you imagine people being able to play together? Will I, for example, be able to run a game from my home computer and have others join?
Indeed, that's going to be pretty much the only way you're going to be able to do it, is have your own server somewhere and have your friends join you. So how will people be able to find your game? Same way you find a Minecraft server with the games play you like. You find a post on Reddit that links to a website that details what the rules are and how you connect. You will get a server IP or website to go to. Yes, the only way you would play the server is by having people join you and having people find you that way.
So when it comes to the nuclear winter community, then I imagine that there will, a lot of the people who used to play together will just kind of band together on Discords and run their own servers, and there will be a few hundred people in a Discord fighting to get into servers. Yeah,
that's entirely possible. However, there might also be regional nuclear winter servers. So if you're like in England, everyone catches up down at the pub and then goes home and then logs into the same nuclear winter server together and trash talks one another, or the other way around.
Yeah, in the pub they'll trash talk and then they'll go home and take it out into the wasteland.
Or actually go to a LAN party and have it there. Yeah. I don't foresee it just being one nuclear winter system, because I don't see it just being stock nuclear winter. I see there being other gameplay modes like free for all or
capture the flag or something like that. Yeah,
capture the flag. There's even voice lines where Zax disbands all of the teams and the final team has to fight it out to the end. The possibilities that they had in there that they just didn't use. That there will be Discords, there will be groups, and yes, there will be periods in which there will be dead games. I'm sure there will be servers in which people have bots that are very, very good, that will be extremely hard to play against, that will give you a fix 24/7. Right. I'm sure there will be somebody who has bush Wookiees. The possibilities are endless. I look forward to seeing when there is numerous as Rust servers and there are server moderators who go around invisible and troll hackers. Hey, this hacker's running around and let's, make it so his weapon doesn't do jack. Watch him shoot people and nothing happens, and get YouTube videos out of it. I mean,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I mean, name and shame doesn't always work, but when you're a douchebag in a multiplayer game, name and shame can. And there will be servers in which people like that will be banned, or you have to know somebody to get in so that they know it's a close-knit community of people who aren't botters or whatever.
definitely.
or who aren't modders or this or that. And then there'll be communities who are free-for-all modders who, may the best hacker win.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see that as well.
I would love to see that. So how long do you think it will be? And I've seen some rumors going around a couple of Discords recently from people who I assume are connected to the project. How long do you think before you'll start live testing with multiple people? And can I get Can I get in on that live testing?
Well, it'll be as soon as it works and I can actually see two people in the world at once. I'm going to be throwing up a link, something for people in the Discord to go to point their clients to give it a test. The problem is I'm kind of remote and lag could be an issue, and we haven't exactly lag tested anything yet. So multiple people testing might happen and might fail depending on how lag testing goes. Multiple people testing happens on a regular basis. As soon as it has any progress, I'll let you know. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we don't have access to source code, we're not hackers that are doing nasty things or stealing things or things. We're doing it the hard way.
Yeah. But it will be longer reaching. Yeah. So
it will be.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Okay. Aren't you afraid that, like so many other community projects, yours might be shut down?
In theory, it could be, but we've done everything in our power to keep our nose clean. We don't distribute any clients. We don't distribute any files in any way, shape or form that has anything to do with Bethesda. Not only that, we're a diverse group of people across multiple countries, some of which this is actually legal. Working on network things and writing network servers isn't actually illegal.
Right.
If we were cracking the game and releasing game cracks or something like that to steal things,
that would be illegal, yeah. Well, that's about it from us today. If you want to check out the whole interview, it will be dropping here within the next day or two. Please leave a like and subscribe so you know when it drops. This is Gizmo First, and I'll catch you later.